We didn't have TV growing up, and so my mom was a dancer, and my dad had a business degree. And so because we didn't have TV, we just had paper everywhere. And so that's what we did. Grew up drawing and painting from day one. I sold my first painting when I was 15, and I've never had a job ever, other than washing dishes. So my older brothers and sisters were up at the art school. I'd go up and sit down on the classes at 15, 16 on. So I got a real head start in it. So I was getting critiqued at a college art classes at age 15. So my dad had an MBA from Berkeley, and yet he was very supportive. He said, if you do well and work hard at it and treat it like a law school, a medical school, like a business school, you'll do fine. And so unlike a lot of artists, you're kind of like, oh, I'm an artist, you know. I really worked at it like medical school. What was the driver for me to create art? It was fun. I didn't want to be in an office. I didn't want anybody to tell me what to do. I wanted to be my own boss. So I call it fun employed instead of unemployed. It's not just being good at something, it's how can you invent a new look or a new style. You've got to know what's going in and out of style, or you're stuck in an era. You have to adapt. If you continue to paint the exact same thing, unless you're Van Gogh, well, even Van Gogh couldn't pull it off. It just, people's tastes change, colors change, styles change. And so I have the same technique, but I have to always be adapting to current ideas and colors and styles. My art changed a lot because when I went to college in New York City, I got a full art scholarship to New York City to Pratt Institute. And so I came out of school then. I was very good at portraits. I did covers for Business Week and Forbes magazine and Sports Illustrated, and all my work was featured in Time and Newsweek. And then, but because of the internet, all the magazines stopped using illustration. And they went online and they started going digital, and you just say, okay, what do I do now? And you just simply adapt to more fine art. Change is never fun, because if you have a really good career doing something and then all of a sudden realize within a year, it's going to be a year or two, it's going to be gone. So that's a little bit of a shock. But you have to realize that I better get on board with new form of art. Now the art is even better, because if Sports Illustrated calls you, it's due within 3 days, and they tell you what to do, and then you've got to work with all the editors. Now with fine art, if you have a good idea, you can just simply go to your studio and figure it out and come up with something grand. And you don't worry about anybody else. So it turned out to be even better, because it's much more freedom. I paint what I like. I hear that all the time. How do you come up with your ideas? I paint what I like. So, for example, if I like old Italian frescoes, things are going to have some cracks in them. If I like engraved designs, star charts, I put that in there. I just simply, if I like little writing, I put that in. If I like a certain type of light, just paint what you like. You can't fake it. The celebration of fine art is huge, because I mean, the 4 big things you have to have on an artist is something, a must-have form of art. How fast can you do it? How much can you sell it for? And then how much do the materials cost? And then you can have all that. You have the best art on the planet, but if you have no place to sell it, it's pointless. I mean, you're going to go nowhere as an artist. So to have a venue where people can come and see you, it's great, really great. And I think it's the new way to go, because people like meeting the artists. Then they get to see how it's made and what makes you think, and rather than just buying it from a random somebody. One of the biggest things is that you never worry about what other people are selling, and vice versa. And you want everybody to do well. It's like a rising tide floats all boats. So we want everybody to do well, because then the show does well, and that brings in more people. And that's a real important thing.